Mary came to where Jesus was and saw him. She fell at his feet, saying to him, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." And when Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in his spirit and greatly troubled. And he said, "Where have you laid him?" They said to him, "Lord, come and see." Jesus wept. And so the Jews said, "See how he loved him." I love this story because we have this image of Mary who is going through one of the most traumatic things of her life, this suffering and this pain, and she's grieving. And in her grief, she throws herself down at Jesus' feet. And she doesn't totally understand her suffering. She doesn't understand what's going on or what happened, because she says, "If you had been here, my brother would not have died." And it's interesting because in that statement, she's claiming that she believes that Jesus is a healer, but also doesn't understand that he is even victorious over death. Even in this statement, she attaches this limitation. And in Jesus, in this interaction with Mary, he doesn't approach her and say, "Oh, Mary, you have it all wrong. You think that I can only heal your brother when he's sick and not after he's died. No, I can bring him back to life." He doesn't correct her in any way, but he weeps with her and he grieves with her. And then he walks to the tomb. He calls out Lazarus and he raises him from the dead. And so our Jesus, our Savior, is one who eliminates our suffering, who heals our suffering, who raises the dead to life, but not one who does so without having suffered himself, but who has walked that very path on his own. And so even in our suffering, even when we know we can see a future hope, we know that Jesus will come and return and will reign over this world, and we know that our suffering does have an end, in that moment, he doesn't say, "Oh, well, Mary, just give me 20 minutes. He doesn't say that to her. But he sits with her, knowing her suffering would end, but also recognizing that she was suffering. And he was with her in that moment. And so you have these cards at your table, and we just want to encourage you. We're going to just take the next few minutes to allow you to fill them out or just think through some of the things that you've learned. And I just want to challenge you to ask yourself this question of what has the Father revealed to me through his Son? What has he revealed to you today through Teresa's story? What do you need right now? Like when you think through what the Father is revealing to you, man, do you need prayer? Do you need community? Do you need someone to come alongside and pray with you through whatever suffering or whatever difficulties you are going through right now? And so we just ask that you take a few minutes, spend some time filling out those cards, and we invite you to bring them up, drop them off in these baskets over to my left, just as a way of just laying down whatever you have on your heart, whatever's burdening you today, just laying it down at the feet of Jesus. And that even in our suffering, even when we don't understand it or fully comprehend it, it's always better to run toward Jesus with it than to run away. And so I just encourage you, what has the Father revealed to you today? What has the Father been revealing to you? Who have you learned about the person of Jesus? Who is your Jesus? And what do you need to lay down at his feet?